In our previous episode, this is how our conversation went.
My name is Clara Gampeni, Catholic University student representing Makazi Foundation on Women in Science.
I am Christine Mandasi. I am a biomedical engineer by profession, but I'm currently working as a biomedical researcher at Malawi Level Welcome Program. Firstly, growing up, I'd always wanted to be a doctor. Studying biomedical engineering, I felt this deep sense of obligation toward people around me. I felt like there was something that I could do to help create better outcomes for people who, they're suffering from diseases like TB, especially infectious diseases, noting that that's one of the diseases that are actually, infectious diseases are actually, one of the major killers in Africa and sub-Saharan and other African countries like Malawi and sub-Saharan countries in general.
Basically, Women in Science just highlights the importance of recognizing and promoting the role of women in science and working towards gender equity in the scientific community. As we're currently talking about sustainable development and sustainable development agendas, we look at harnessing everyone's talent, and this includes placing women in these fields, these specific fields like women in science, women in agriculture, women in technology, women in mathematics,
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we meet another group of ladies who we will be talking to in this podcast, the Voice Box podcast with King Henry Mellon, Lekhonolo, Mwanawa Auntie Betty. Let's hear from the ladies what they had to say when we had a good chat when we met up this time. All right, today, here we are again, still celebrating the ladies, but today I'm with different women. And should I call you women or girls?
Whatever you want. Girls. Ladies.
Ladies, okay, great. But I'm sure those that are watching and those that are listening will definitely want to know the names of the people that I'm with in the studio. I'll call people now because I don't do that. But I said girls. So yes, who am I with today? Who am I chatting with today?
My name is Kettie Pendame. I'm a fourth year student at the Catholic University of Malawi, and I am a Yali alumni as well as a U-grade alumni, and I'm volunteering with the Makazi Foundation. So I'm also here to talk with you guys about different issues that are there that are also going to help promote women when it comes to economic empowerment. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Angel Malunga. I'm the project manager at an organization called Sycamore Consult, where we do training and consultancies. I'm here with you today to speak on economic freedom, on the aspect of investing and how women can use investing as an avenue for financial freedom.
Hi everyone, I'm Thoko Mafubza. I am the Deputy Executive Director for Lydia Action. We're a local NGO based in Zomba. I'm here today to represent women, basically to emphasize the need for protection of women, especially in terms of the inequality that comes with pay, the gender pay gap issue. Thank you.
All right, great. Now, I'll start with you. You talked about how ladies are not equally paid like the lads are. That's something that maybe we should also discuss and address. Maybe my first question should be, why do you feel that has been the case for some time now?
Thank you so much for that. I think the issue of gender pay is a very sensitive one, because I think the argument is always based on no, but everyone gets what they earn according to their skills, according to their level of education.
What they deserve, yeah.
Yes, exactly. But we need to understand that women are fundamentally disadvantaged right from birth. The issue of gender pay gap is not just about money, but it's more about the reasons behind that. Women take up more responsibilities, not just a paid work, but also unpaid work. A woman who is working, who is a wage employee, comes back from work and she's expected to continue working and in the house when it comes to domestic work, child care, that type of work. But that is unpaid work and it's not accounted for. But at the end of the day, if we compare a woman and a man, the woman is working more hours than the man, but she's earning less. So there is really a sense of inequality to say that why should a woman earn less yet she is the one who is working more. So the issue of gender pay is really an issue of discrimination, and in Malawi it really dwells on the issue of sexual segregation, meaning that the sectors that are making the most money, and that is the agriculture sector. I think we all know that the agriculture sector is the one that employs most people, and thus is the one that is bringing the most profit in this country. There are less women in that sector, and because of that, it leaves women in positions where we're now occupying the less paid sectors, and that is service. For example, healthcare, for example, education, for example, domestic work. That's where you find the majority of women. So issues of sectoral segregation are playing a huge role. But I must say, when it comes to occupational segregation, I think Malawi is doing okay. I don't want to just dwell on the negative. There are more women that are taking up higher paid positions, such as doctors. Yep. We are finding more women now that are reaching that higher level of education where they are managers, for example, which is a great thing.
Yeah, my boss is a lady, actually.
Oh, yeah, you see, that's great. Yeah, so we need to focus on that to make sure that we have more women in the decision-making positions, because that is where policies are made. That is where decisions are made that help those women that are less fortunate, who are now in the domestic work, to fight for their rights, to make sure that they are getting what they deserve in terms of pay.
All right, great. Angel, what should we do as a community maybe to help the situation better?
Yeah, no, Henry, thanks for the question. I think the issue of gender pay, it's something like Thoko has already said, it's kind of sensitive. But what I believe personally is that in order for women to be truly economically free, it stems from the issue of money.
Yeah.
So being financially free. Mm-hmm. So how do you become financially free? You invest in yourself, and you invest in things that are going to produce money for you.
Yeah.
So when we talk about investments, there's so many different avenues that we can talk about or that we can think of. But for me specifically, what I want to speak about today is on investing on things that will generate you income in a way that is passive in nature. So we're talking about things like the stock exchange, where you put in money and you just let it work for grow and work for you.
Yeah.
So we have all these companies on the stock exchange where you put in your income and just let the stock market do its thing.
Yeah. Which is actually good when the markets are really good. When they're bad, it's bad. So maybe should we say that there should be other things as well that you should be playing in besides just having that? Because I feel that Malawi economy is kind of not on the good side, but of course it's good for those that have invested more, maybe we should say.
All right, so when you talk about issues of what other avenues of business can people do, there's so many things. The problem with I think, let me not say this generation, but then most people, is that they think that there's only a specific industry or only a specific business that they can do to make money.
Yeah.
But that's not true. You can make money in literally any way. Like, I know people who, what they know is how to joke and laugh for a living.
Yeah.
And they make money off of that. People pay them to come to their events, to make money, to entertain them, to entertain their guests, to be an MC, and, utilizing whatever skill that was gifted to you by God.
Yeah.
To make money for yourself.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things that you can actually do. But what's important is that just the mindset you're going into these different things.
Yeah.
Because there are three major factors that you have to consider if you want to begin a business or begin this investment journey.
Yeah.
Which is the first one and the most important one probably is delayed gratification.
Yeah.
When you talk about delayed gratification, that is like investing today for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Not being too excited with the things of today, and just have that 2020 vision where you know that whatever you're doing today, it's not for today's enjoyment or for today's consumption, it's for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can give an example of myself where I began my investment journey when I was 21 or 22 years old. Currently, I'm about to be 27. And so I was investing both in the stock exchange, doing some small businesses like side hustles on the side, and also investing into a car rental company.
Yeah.
So a company, yeah. So actually, I recently bought my first car in let me just say it arrived in December of last year.
Yeah.
But I actually own 7 vehicles.
Okay.
That I used to make me money.
Okay.
People actually paid for my car. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
I bought 7 cars and let other people do the work for me. So if I could have easily bought the car that I have now, like years ago, but I chose to make money, make other people make me money to buy the car.
Yeah.
So it's having that type of mindset, and that took like 4 or 5 years to do that. So it's having that type of mindset to know
And
that
patience as well.
And patience.
Yeah.
Keyword patience.
Patience, yes.
Patience and delayed gratification, to know that whatever you're doing today, think
enough
of
for today.
think of the future you, because the future you is going to thank you.
Yeah.
2, choosing your friends really, really wisely.
Yeah.
Because I look at the people that I'm surrounded by, and I want to be, and it has to be people that better you, make you want to be a better person.
Yeah.
My circle of friends, and I'm not just talking about acquaintances, but then my close friends that I talk to on a regular basis, they're all doing amazing things. There's no one who's slacking in my friend group, because that's you know, there's a saying that they say birds of the same feather
They flock together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure that I'm surrounding myself with people that inspire me to do better. To maybe I want to be the least successful person in my friend group, because when you're the smartest person in the room, you've outgrown that room.
Yeah.
So you need to, make sure that you're constantly learning, constantly developing, and learning from really great minds.
Yeah.
And the third one, because of time, that I think I'll just share, is also making sure, it drives back to the first point that I already said, that having passive income, making sure that your money works for you.
Yeah.
There is a common misconception that to work hard, or to make money, you have to work hard rather.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily true. Sometimes all you have to do is work smart.
Yeah.
Make money work for you. That's what I'll say for now.
All right. Yeah, that's a phrase I was telling a friend the other day. I was having a conversation with a friend that right now maybe we could be working for the money, but there should be a time where the money
has to work for you.
Working for you, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not only short of words on that one. I'm also not short of ladies. I have one more who can add into something to do with this, and I'm sure that she is ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear your take on that one.
I believe ladies are diverse thinkers.
Yeah.
We just don't wake up today and just have one thing that we think we can do.
Yeah.
Because already looking at how the community had to put their roles or different perspectives towards women, it's already like we belong to the triple roles, which is the reproductive role, the productive role, and at the same time the community work.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the community work, you notice that most women do not have access and control to most resources.
Yeah.
So now, based on what my other friend said, Angela, about the entrepreneurship thing, when you have a leadership mindset, because what she has is what we can call a great leader is.
Yeah.
Because at this point, we can talk about her being a successful leader, and as a woman, that is very motivating and inspiring.
Yeah.
So you just don't have to have your money today and just don't think about tomorrow, and then how most women always want easy things to come at their doorstep, which doesn't really go like that. You really have to work for it. You have to have a vision. You have to have somebody who inspires you, and as a woman, you don't have to let anyone really bring your pull you down or pull your capacities down, because I believe everyone can really perform according to their capabilities as well. So we don't have to limit ourselves, even though the community has already placed us somewhere else, but then there is so much that we can really do. And then when you go out there, you look at different successful leaders, and I'm going to give a good example of how the director of Anti-Corruption Bureau, Martha Jisuma, the way she really is, you really have to be a lady who is so strong, who is so visionary, and you know what you really want, and at the end of the day, when you believe in what you really want, and I believe that one can really achieve that. And maybe at some point I can really also be a good example of somebody who's really focused and a go-getter. So when a woman is really a go-getter, no one can even come, even the rules that are already placed in our different communities, no one can come and say, oh, you're not better at this, but then you have so many ideas in your mind. All I can say is you wake up today, take the ideas that you have in mind, talk to the right people. If they cannot help you, talk to other people, because there's always room for really learning. And if you can't go in class, that's not a limit. We have so many websites today on the online that you can really widen your knowledge towards something, and then no one really has to limit you because, oh, I didn't go to the university, so there's nothing that really belongs to me in the community. But then I'd really say that no, just make sure when you're on the social media as well, use your time more, manage your time more, and do everything that you know that tomorrow you're going to really benefit out of it. And we shouldn't always rely on men, because then when we always rely on men, we will not talk about women empowerment.
That's so true.
It's always going to be about men empowerment.
Sorry.
It's always going to be about man empowerment, you know?
Okay, you raised a certain point. I don't want to forget it. I want to just ask Thoko quickly, because she's just the one that mentioned about leadership roles altogether. Now, the point that you raised, Kate, was to do with maybe having it easy, getting easy things on the doorstep. Do we still have people taking advantage of women, maybe just so they can put them in certain places and maybe pay them certain amounts in their positions? And what's happening? How are we dealing with it? And also, how are you guys handling or looking at it? Or maybe what word can you put just so this can maybe either end or just be mitigated altogether?
Yeah, thank you so much for that very important point. That is a very great point, and thank you for bringing it up. And it's basically what we called unjustified gender-based pay differences. And this is basically paying a woman something that she doesn't deserve just based on her gender, just because it's a woman. So regardless of what she's doing, regardless of her input. And yes, as you're saying, that there is a lot of there are a lot of women that are being mistreated, in the workplaces, and it's something that needs to be talked about more. And I think one of the ways we can do this, together with government but also employers, is to create safe spaces for women to be able to talk, to create mechanisms that are going to allow women to speak about the injustices that they face, especially in workplaces, in sectors that are mostly looked at as masculine. For example, I could say sectors like agriculture, for instance, or finance. I'm so happy that Angel is here and she's a finance person, and she's someone that we can say she has penetrated into a sector that a lot of people look at as a very masculine place. So
Christian talked about engineering as well.
Yeah, so engineering, exactly, things to do with technology, where women are sidelined. We need to create safe spaces, because in such places the majority of employees, yes, are usually men. So we need to make sure that we've set up mechanisms to protect women. And I think I just also want to emphasize something that, when we talk about protecting women economically, empowering women, we are not trying to say that it is only women and, we're trying to make women more rich than men. No, we need to understand that the population of women, whether we like it or not, it covers half of the population of the whole world. So
we mentioned how it's now getting bigger.
It's getting bigger. Yeah. So we cannot lose focus on that, because if the biggest part of the population is uneducated, is unemployed, is not able to stand on their own economically to provide for themselves, for their children, we are not going to develop. Yeah, we are not going to get to the place of really attaining the sustainable development that we're looking towards. We're looking at the sustainable development goals that our government is constantly trying to push forward. So one of the main ways is to bring together that gender gap, to try and close it, because if we don't, we're going to leave a whole section of the population that covers more than 50% behind, and there is no ways we're going to achieve that sustainable development.
All right, Kit, your take on that?
She's really talked about a lot of things, but one thing that I would always want to emphasize is the fact that people mislead or take the word leadership for being a man's role or something that a woman cannot do. But then taking it how maybe, for instance, our mothers have raised us, it's already them being leaders, because they're like trying to lead us into a certain path that at the end of the day we're going to achieve what we want, So I think a lot of things have really been talked of, and I'm really happy that it's really gone like that. Yeah. So one thing is just like, the policies are there, yes. The organizations are there, yes. But then there needs to be awareness and making these people in these different families really know what a certain thing is, really know how, what is it that my wife is supposed to do in this house, or what is it that girls are really supposed to do? Should we really focus on the cultural norms? I'm not saying it's bad that we don't need to focus on the cultural norms, no. We can, but then you have to look at the capabilities that this person will have and how much they're going to like produce for your house. So at the end of the day, it's just not going to be about your families or your households, but it's also going to be about the whole world economically, because now we'll stop talking about the government investing in different organizations that are there for women or that are supporting women, in fact. Or you look at most of the social cash transfers nowadays, most of them are based on single-headed families that are like being carried out by women. Yeah. So yeah, you look about those kind of things, and then you expect the government to keep on like intervening in such things, but then we don't make an effort. Yeah. So I believe like there's really a lot that women can do. So if we're really empowered using the knowledge that my friend Angela here has said, and using the knowledge that Thoko has shared right now, somebody out there is really going to be inspired, and everyone out there is a leader. There's this misconception that people say, like I already said in the first place, that leadership is always for men, because people say, oh, men are breadwinners, men are supposed to be powerful. But no, women are also powerful. We are great thinkers. A lot of women have a lot of perspective. Like, we think a lot towards things. So you take a look at a small thing and then you always think a lot about it. It's going to produce better results. At the end of the day, it really does. Even though people sideline us and then just say, oh, because she's a woman, we're not going to get her views. Get your ideas, use them some way, and it's going to produce the best for you.
All right, great. On cultural norms, I think that's another great topic that we can sit down another day and talk about. We can spend hours and hours looking at that. But I'm pretty sure Angel has anything more to add.
Yeah, I think I just had one more point, which was on. We need not just women, but okay, since this is for Women's Month, I'll say specifically women, we need to stop making excuses. There are so many things that people may have ideas, may want to start, but you limit yourself.
True.
You tell yourself, oh no, with the way Malawi is moving, oh no, devaluation,
yes.
Oh no, Forex. There's people in this same Malawi that are making money, that are becoming financially free, in the same economic conditions you are making excuses for. So it's now just about you. How bad do you want it? How far are you willing to go to get the results that you want to see?
Yeah.
Because all those excuses, they are valid. They're 100% valid.
True.
But don't let them break you. Don't let them stop you. Because it's in the same economy, people are doing wonders. People are making the most money in the same economy.
Yeah.
So find ways to maximize on the same economy while you wait for the better one to come. Because if it doesn't come, that means you're
going to be stuck.
You've accepted the defeat.
Yeah.
So just be smart, be resourceful, find smart ways to make money, find smart ways to better yourself. If it's investing in yourself, whether it's through education or any means, learning a new skill, a new craft, just put the excuses to the side and say, okay, I have this and this going on, but now what am I going to do about it? Yeah.
All right, great. If you have anything more to add, Thoko and Kate, I think this is the time before we call it a day.
I think just want to emphasize that, as women, we really do carry the country on our shoulders, and let it not be a burden, but actually let it be the drive, that the thing that gets you up in the morning, like, I'm a woman, I'm strong, I am mighty. Live in your purpose. I think that is what I can say. Once you find your purpose, I found my purpose in God, and I realized that, I have to make an impact and live your life not just for yourself. And women, I think that's where our power comes from. Is we were created not as selfish people. We are not selfish people. We are givers. We give. So let us use that to our advantage. In everything that you do. Whether you're still in school, whether you are running your own business, whether you are working somewhere. Use where you're at to impact the lives of other people. And I am so passionate about women economic empowerment. With the work that I do, I work with very vulnerable women in the communities, and I love it. I love hearing their stories. I love sharing my stories and my experiences, and I've learned so much, with Lydia Action, with the work that we do. We're training women, we're giving them different skills, whether in agriculture, in entrepreneurship, and it is so fulfilling because I know that I'm not just changing one person's life, but a woman touches so many people. So if you can change the life of one woman, best believe you're changing the life of 5, because a woman's job does not just remain within herself.
True.
She covers so many people. Women, we can do this, and we have it in us, and it is God's calling upon our lives to make an impactful and a beautiful place to live.
Amen.
The last thing that I'll just talk about is just emphasize and also like we'll just thank God for bringing these two beautiful ladies in here that I've really highlighted. I know you guys are not seeing them, but I've just seen, and with how they've explained the things, I am not yet there. I can also like maybe really inspire someone, because someone will just sit down at home and say, oh, maybe these things are things that are supposed to be done by people who are working, but I'm not working, I'm just in school. So, get your goals right, be focused. Like it's already been said, you don't have to, I'll just say you don't have to settle for less when it comes to a business world, a leadership setting, anywhere else that you are as a woman. Don't undermine yourself. Look at the bigger picture always, and as I said, find your purpose, find your value, and know where you really belong. And every time that we have to sit down, we don't have to always think about, oh, I need to go at this place and make myself happy. It's not about being happy when you don't have reliable resources at hand. You need to get those resources. You need to wake up. You need to go and work. If you need to thrive for it. You can cry if you want, because I know these things are not really easy. Yeah. You look at the working sector, you have to do, and as a woman, when you go back home, you have chores that you have to do. But then I think at the end of the day, it really gives back. It pays. So you don't have to make it a reason. Avoid excuses, like it has really been said. Work, even if you're tired, work, because men really work knowing that they'll not do anything at home, they'll go sleep. So what's going to stop you? You can also do that, because there's some days that we're really free. You can find your own time. You can always also employ other people to work for you, when you find those kind of resources. So it's at the same time you're raising yourself, you're also raising other people in that particular community that you're in. So yeah, that's what I would really say for now.
Yeah, and just to jump on to that last point, my ladies, my girlies, a man is not a financial plan, okay? A man is not a financial plan. You need to have your own money. Yes. You have to make your own sources of income. If you're going to have a man who is powerful and influential and gives you money, let that just be a bonus to what you already have. Don't make that the main thing, because what that does is that it restricts you. You're never going to be 100% financially independent or 100% financially free. And what you having your own money does is it gives you the freedom to be with who you actually want to be with, not who you have to be with. Because without them, you are nothing. Please, that's my last point. Make sure that above all, a man is not your solution. You are your own solution, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. You never know what can happen in this life. So make sure the only thing you can be guaranteed is you, and how you are going to back yourself. So please make sure that in everything that you do, you make sure that you are 100% financially independent and only rely on yourself.
All right, great to have you, ladies. I'm sure this conversation is probably going to go a long way. I'm sure there's some parts of this conversation probably trend. Yeah, but it's great to have you, ladies. Yeah, it's probably been a great chat. I'm looking forward to actually meeting you guys again, one-on-one again, just to extend some of this that we've talked about. I'm pretty sure that we've talked about some of these with time. Yeah, but I'm sure, Kudi, when we come back, we will expand into other topics as well. So for today, let's call it a day. For now, looking forward to seeing you again, guys. Before you go, I want my people back home, wherever they are, watching this or listening to it, to know who I was speaking with. So they're starting from my left.
My name is Angel Malunga. Thank you for listening, and I hope you're able to take one or two lessons from the discussion we've had today with my two other colleagues.
My name is Kettie Pendame, a fourth-year student at the Catholic University.
And I am Thoko Madubza. I'm the Deputy Executive Director for Lydia Action. Thank you all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our story today. That's how we have chat with these ladies. So yes, I'll be meeting you again, same place, of course, to talk about another thing. As we are celebrating the ladies in this month, we'll be looking into another issue where we get to meet other ladies that will be coming to the show. This is the Voice Box Podcast with Mwana Antibeti, Lekionolo, King Henry Mellon. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and as well as follow my other social media pages, talking about Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Look for King Henry Mellon as you are subscribing on this one. Links are in the bio as well. Meet you on the next one. Goodbye.